Wavy so radio. I'm thankful that you did me wrong, cause now I got it right, I promise you gon' miss me gone. I done seen it all like the first picture phone. They wishing on my downfall with the wishing bone. Wavy so radio.
I understand. I'm gonna need you to step out so we can check the residence.
You'd think better than to do that to me, wouldn't you?
Bless you.
I know y'all ain't still eating Doritos after that.
Now, unless you on cloud 10, under a rock, how you heard the motherfucking word? What's good, y'all? It's yours truly. Once again, Heartbreak Ace. Familiar with my content or not, hit that like, comment, subscribe so the algorithm is breaking content every time I upload. In the words of Heartbreak Ace, like 2 bits stay lit. Make sure it's all legit. Come from the bottom, too many problems, still gotta stick to the script. So without further ado, man, no matter what it is, man, follow your dreams, kids. Always chase your dreams. Don't let nobody tell you no and let that dictate the way you live your life. So you already know, man. If you're familiar with my channel, the algorithm want to get y'all these videos. You already know what I'm gonna do. Break your jaw. Make sure the people get these videos so they can like, subscribe, man. And we cool. We cool. But now, topic of discussion, man. You read the title, man. This is Demonic Creepy TikToks That Might Be True, Volume 3. From yours truly, Heartbreak Ace. As I mentioned before, this ain't really something that I normally do on my channel. However, I've been inspired because it is my channel. And on my channel, I can talk about what I want to talk about. And it's like-minded people. Y'all subscribe to my channel, so obviously we think alike. Whether you want to agree to some of this stuff could be true. I'm not telling you to believe what you want to believe. You know what I mean? Do your own research for real, for real. And like I said it before, I was inspired by my guy, OG Dre Reacts. You know what I mean? I feel like he's the pioneer of this type of content. No one does it better, pause. But maybe I can be the second one that does it better. But like I said, man, without further ado, here we go again. Volume 3, Demonic TikToks That Might Be True. Grab your popcorn, man. It don't matter if it's daytime, nighttime. These TikToks are so creepy. You'll be scared in the daytime. You think I'm playing with you? Alright. Let's spin the block.
Go out and try to change anyone. Yes. Those who are already enlightened, they're already advanced, they realize what's happening now. You're already there. You don't have to worry about it.
You don't have to worry.
The other ones that are so deep into negativity, we're not going to be able to make a difference anyway. They have to find their own way. We're not supposed to convert anyone. It's the ones in the middle that are not sure which way they want to jump. Those are the ones we have to reach. The ones we have to talk to about that things are happening, things are changing, and we're moving into this totally new world.
New Earth.
Man has destroyed civilizations down through time. And each time, it's usually with the bad use of their mind, the misuse of the powers of their mind. And each time, they'd start all over again from the beginning. Exactly. And create a totally new civilization, a new world. They said there's no longer time for that. We can't do it. We can't waste that time. So this is part of the developing of our psychic powers, bringing that back, changing this because we're going to carry it on instead of destroying the world and starting all over again. Yes. That's why we're having all this chaos and problems right now as the two try to decide and separate and shift. So it's a very, very important time we're in right now. Yes. And there's many souls that are coming in right now to be here for it. They volunteered to come. The call went out throughout the universe, volunteers to come and help. They have to be souls that are pure, that have not known violence, have no karma to repay, to come in and help raise the consciousness of those who are here. And these people don't know they're one of these. I find it out in my work. But they have no idea on the conscious level they are one of these who has volunteered to come and to use their energy to help raise the consciousness of the world. And I've been told it's working, because now the positive is beginning to overshadow the negative.
It's working.
And we are moving into a new world, and it's beyond anything you could expect.
A new earth.
But it's too late to turn back now.
It's too late.
It's in the process, and it is happening.
Hey, look, man, look. This ain't Bible. Believe what you want to believe. I'm spiritual, though. I'm not really with the religious thing. To each his own. So when she say that, I believe that. Because what I see in this world is different than how everybody else see this world. I have a different belief, a higher belief that, you know, God is the universe. And we all experience this just to make the negative positive as far as our higher selves. We already been here before. Some of us definitely got past lives, the chosen ones. And I feel like our higher selves decided to come down here to experience how we got to our higher self. You understand what I'm saying? And I feel like we here to build our energy that's negative and change it into a positive in order for us to grow to more and more dimensions. That's just my belief. Now, you can believe whatever you want to believe. I'm just telling you how I feel. But like I said, this ain't Bible. This ain't the Book of Enoch or Book of Eli or nothing like that. Believe what you want to believe, man. But you know how some people is, especially the melanated people. They don't like to hear out of certain people's mouth. Well, here's somebody that look like you saying this. Spin the block.
They told me they were making a hybrid race.
And for what?
They didn't want. I wanted to know for what, but they never gave an inkling of what it was for, or what this hybrid race would be doing, where it would be, or what. My grandfather died in 1940, so this was in the 1930s when these things were happening with them. She said they would be sitting on the side porch at night, and they would see lights over the oil wells, and a lot of times they would see what they thought were little children dressed in white running around the oil wells. And on several times they saw it in the daytime. They would see these little children dressed in white, and once or twice they got up to go see if they could catch the little children and find out who they were, and they would start out, but by the time they would get there, the children would be gone. The main concept was creating a hybrid breed. At least that's what they told me, that they were trying to create a race of people that could live in our atmosphere and in their atmosphere. And they had not yet produced that person. Now, on another occasion, I remembered being shown a baby that really favored my grandson a lot. If you would, give it the slant eyes, they weren't as big as their eyes, but it looked human. And I knew that this was my child, and I wanted to take that child with me, but they said that it would not be able to live in this atmosphere. It's not really a frightening experience. It's just, it happens, and it doesn't leave you frightened. I think the thing that frightened me the most was that I was not consciously aware of what had happened, and I did not know what to put these ships with. I didn't have anything concrete to say, well, they're coming to do this or that. I just had the frightening feeling. And after I found out what had happened, I was at peace with what had happened, knowing that there's nothing that I can do about it, because I cannot stop them. Nobody can stop them from doing what they want to do. Nobody on this earth. Because they are too far advanced mentally and technologically we don't have a defense at all.
Yeah, it's like they do magic.
Yeah, they could come in today and take over if that was their desire. But like I said, I don't feel it's their desire to take over through violence, and they don't care about governments. See, government control is not their thing. They want bodies, and they want minds that are going to do what they want the minds to do, but they need the bodies to do whatever it is with. And that's where we come.
Do you believe in a parallel universe? Spin the block.
Get in here, America. Check out this new discovery of indigenous tribes up in the Antarctica. Oh, wait.
Have y'all heard of the Bashenga tribe? Pictures of the Bashenga people along with leaked CIA documents have been circulating the dark web. This is super weird. It's said that this tribe was taken from West Africa to Antarctica as part of an experiment to see if melanated people could survive in the cold. But it gets really dark because the population of the tribe was reportedly ended after an anthropologist accidentally brought smallpox to the community. What's really strange is that there are pictures of artifacts and very tall wooden structures. Where did they get the wood from? Were there trees in Antarctica? Over time, the Bashenga people were claimed to have adapted to the cold in strange and amazing ways. They were happy to swim in the freezing sea and wore very little clothing, thriving in conditions that should have been impossible for them to endure. Researchers were apparently baffled by this, unable to understand how these adaptations were possible and unable to understand the language. The reports also describe a strange event involving the Bashenga people drinking a strange brown liquid and hallucinating, but there are no further details.
Now what's going on here, America? It seems like we keep on finding these indigenous melanated people all over the world, even in the North Pole, even in the Antarctica, all through Russia, all through Europe, all through Asia, all through America, all through Africa. I mean, it seems like we all over the world, and we've been there all over the world, and we've been there. But the big question is, America, why we wasn't taught this in school?
Thanks for watching. This video is for entertainment only, but if you know, you know.
Now, you know, they say that we made of like 75, 80% of water. Now, the world is made up mostly of water. As above, so below. They say the clouds and the sky is blue like that because it's really like the ocean. We surrounded by water. That's a good theory. Now, I know you heard of people like Zeus and all of them. The Atlantis. How many people think that's a myth? And how many people think that's true? I'm swinging on the side of it being true, but to each his own. But if you was a non-believer, let's spin the block.
Story. But the lost city of Atlantis have finally been discovered. Now, this lost city was said to be enclosed by 3 rings. The Atlanteans will state that this lost city had 3 rings of water and 2 rings of land. Your lost city of Atlantis have been discovered in Northeast Africa. This is a new breakthrough for the whole world. This will be the home of your mermaids. But not just mermaids, it was all type of experiments being done on this island. Your insectoids, giants, Nephilim, Lyrians, Pleiadians, they all came from Atlantis. And this would be the living quarters for the new species that was foreign to Earth, which a lot of people would like to call aliens. Now, if you pay attention to the city of Atlantis, it will have perfect rings around it. And these rings used to have barriers on top of them, making sure nothing gets out and nothing gets in. So your city of Atlantis had a barrier on top of it, something like this. And we will call this a biodome. Now, inside this biodome was an artificial ecosystem, and it would produce all the nutrients these new foreign species needed. These beings was grafted from animals, and they would have to evolve in these ecosystems because they had weak bodies. They was created using anti-photon energy, also known as ape energy. They was all spirit and no soul, and sometimes the animal will come out of them. So the parents of the Atlanteans is the Mu, or the Moors, and that is M-U-U-R. Their whole job was to civilize these new beings. So these hybridized beings was created here on Earth. They didn't come from the sky. This was an experiment done by a man named Yakub. Now once these aliens build up a strong immune system, they can leave the biodome, and then that's when they could venture out to Earth. So in other words, Atlantis was a big experiment lab, and one day that experiment learned how to be just like you, and it left the lab. And you know, they don't want to talk about genetics, because when we start to unravel this DNA, it's over with. Now here recently, I have also found a mini Atlantis, a biodome, in my own backyard. This is a biosphere in the city of Oracle, Arizona. Just listen to the name of the city, Oracle. And they say that they are learning and teaching about Earth living systems. It sounds like New Atlantis to me, family. And these biodomes will have artificial mountains. They would also have an artificial cold beach. Could you imagine being on a beach and feeling the cold breeze? They have figured out how to create these cold climates. They created these cold environments using the same science that keep your refrigerator cold.
What a huge change, you know, sweating in the rainforest and the humidity to something that's pretty cool.
This feels like a nice, great, a perfect day. Like it's nice and cool, not too hot, on the beach. It's great.
They're air handlers, so they circulate the air as well as condition it. Up above, we can see all kinds of pipes that are running. So these are going to move water from one location to another, electrical lines.
Now we thought of
people come.
You'll believe in them? I mean, like I said, I'm only getting y'all these videos so y'all can do this. I'm not saying that these things are actually true, but they could be. And if they are, that's something really to think about. Now, some would say that we are ahead of our time, but they won't let us know that. These movies that you see, like The Man in Black, they happen to be true. It's a real thing. The CIA, it happened to be a real thing. These things behind the scenes that we don't get to see happen to be real things. And the truth may scare you, literally. They say Area 51, it's a real thing. They won't even let us go to Antarctica. It's like a government fine that you probably don't even make it to see the light of day. If you try to go to Antarctica and expose things, you might not make it out. A lot of people will tell you that. And people think this is non-believable stuff, this UFO, extraterrestrial things, they don't want to believe it. Well, politics as usual. Because it's somebody that would know about these things if they are true. And this is what he had to say. Let's spin the block.
And I know you're interested in that.
Very interested in that. How much did they tell you about that?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah.
What did they tell you? How much can you tell? How's that work? Is it like super top secret? Tell me.
Well, based on Hunter Biden, I can say whatever the hell I want, right? But I interviewed a few people. It's never been my thing, I have to be honest. I have never been a believer. I have people that Area 51 or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. I think it's the #1 tourist attraction in the whole country or something. Area 51 in Las Vegas. Do you know that, right?
Sure, I know what it is.
So anyway, but it's a big tourist thing. So I interviewed jet pilots that say they saw something. If you saw them, you'd love to have them.
I've had a couple in here. Commander David Fravor.
Yeah.
I had him in, who had that sighting in 2004. Very compelling with video evidence, radar evidence. Ryan Graves.
I don't believe his name, but I interviewed jet pilots that were solid people. Perfect. I mean, great pilots, great everything. And they said, we saw things, sir, that were very strange. Like a round ball, but it wasn't a comet or a meteor. It was something. And it was going 4 times faster than an F-22, which is a very fast plane, you know. And it was round, which is in theory a great shape.
So when you were talking to these people, was this something that you were compelled to have conversations about? Was this your personal interest?
A little bit. It's not a great interest for me, but it's a little interest. I get that question as much as almost any question. Do you think that we have aliens coming, flying around or whatever?
What do you think?
There's no reason not to. I mean, there's no reason not to think that Mars and all these planets don't have life, because...
Well, Mars, we've had probes there and rovers, and I don't think there's any life there.
Well, maybe it's life that we don't know, but
maybe there was life there at one point in time. This is the speculation about Mars, that Mars had an atmosphere at one point in time, a long time ago, that could support life. It also had large bodies of water, but we've had no evidence of even bacterial life that exists on Mars. But the universe is pretty vast. It's not been a big thing
for me. I mean, when I looked at what China did to this, they would have never done it with me, where they put the balloon up, and a lot of people thought for a little while that was one of these things. So,
well, that's a lot of the speculation too, that some of these drones that hover over battleships, that these are Chinese drones, and that they're not UFOs.
They could be also.
There's some super sophisticated.
But I did interview, let's say 3 or 4 guys that, and without tremendous interest, if you had them, I said, you'd love to have me as your children. Solid, beautiful people. They said, sir, there's something there.
There's something there. Yeah, I've talked to quite a few of them.
They're not conspiracy guys.
Well, I mean, just the Commander David Fravor thing in 2004 off the coast of San Diego, they clocked that thing going from 50,000 feet above sea level to 50 in a second. They don't know what it is.
That's tough to beat.
Yeah, they saw something in the water. It was hovering over that something that was making a disturbance in the water. They got video evidence of this thing. 2 different fighter jets with pilots in them saw it. There's, visual evidence, photographic evidence, video evidence, radar evidence. Whatever the hell it is, it moves in a way that would turn a human being into jello if they're inside of it. The G-force, no one would survive.
Oh,
so what is that? And it doesn't have a heat signature. They don't know what their propulsion system was. But
when you fly in some of these jets, these pilots have to be in great shape.
Oh yeah, I flew with the Blue Angels once.
Yeah,
I got to fly. I guess
and those are older, and those are older machines,
and they're crazy.
When you fly in some of these things,
oh my God,
amazing. Yeah, but
I can imagine.
You got to be special.
But these things that these people are encountering are far superior to what we know of.
Yeah.
Is it possible that there's some military or government program that you weren't, that they didn't tell you about?
I think I had a great relationship with the military, basically, but I didn't like certain people. I would have gotten them out if I thought, if the election was different, I would have fired all of them quickly. Most of them I did fire.
Look at the woman right here next to Kamala. Watch her eyes. Watch it. Watch it. Here it comes. Oh my God.
You see the correlation, man. I mean, right behind him was Kamala, and the person behind her was the demon. So what you think Trump trying to say? And for the time of me making this video, I got to mention, if y'all didn't know, Donald Trump won the election. He will be our 47th president. If y'all that didn't know that, he was the 45th president and will be the 47th president. So, to make the situation even more spooky, by the clip y'all just saw, what about this one right here? Let's spin the block.
Cliff High developed a software program over 20 years ago that scanned the entire internet and analyzed thematic patterns and language that people were using all over the world to predict the future. Cliff High believed in our individual subconscious intuition, but he also believed in our interconnected consciousness that we all draw from whether we're aware of it or not. So using a technique that he called predictive linguistics, he wrote a program that was able to analyze all the keywords and phrases and thematic patterns and assign them an emotional value. It then uses a formula to gauge our emotional tensions and write a report on events that will happen in the future. Now, these predictions all came with a precondition that Cliff called temporal markers. And that's kind of like a precursor event, like a trigger event that has to happen before the prediction will come true. So the prediction will not happen until or unless the temporal marker or the trigger event happens first. So what did this program predict? Way back in 2009, this is crazy, honestly. The software program reported of a battle in our skies that got chaotic and out of hand between military jets and UFOs, and also, interestingly, UFOs against other UFOs. And this would mark the beginning of an era where non-human intelligence became a part of our everyday reality. And this was all to take place roughly 39 days after the trigger event happened, so after that temporal marker event. And that temporal marker event was Donald Trump being interviewed by Joe Rogan, which just happened the other day and is already the biggest podcast of all time. But let me explain why this is so wild. In 2009, when this prediction was made, Joe Rogan was far from being a household name like he is today. His podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, had its very first episode in December 2009. And back then, it was literally just Joe and a couple of his mates on their webcams in their lounge room. He had hosted Fear Factor, and he was the commentator for the UFC back then, but even then, the UFC was way smaller than what it is today. And Donald Trump being the president was not even in the conversation. In 2009, he was just a real estate mogul and the guy from The Apprentice. This kind of prediction back then was so far out of left field that it was hardly given any further thought by Cliff himself. And now, in 2024, President Donald Trump has just been on the Joe Rogan Experience, the biggest podcast in the world, and at the same time, we have so many military whistleblowers, Harvard lawyers, Stanford scientists, all coming out and saying UFOs and non-human intelligence are very real, and that we, the public, need to be made aware of this before it's potentially catastrophically forced upon us. The world is so crazy right now.
Shit look like the shit you see in scary movies for real, man. I ain't gonna hold you. It's a lot of scary movies they even say to be true. I mean, you can't have a wild imagination to not think that these things can be true. All this stuff y'all see in the movies, man, they have the names and all of that. They got the details, and y'all think that that's just fake, that their imagination just that big. But when you add it up in real life or do these things in real life, it's the same information that you see in the movies. So make that make sense to you. If it were fake, how come the stuff that you use in movies can be correlated to the things you do in real life? I mean, all the movies you ever seen. And me, my grown ass, it's a lot of movies that I watch so far in my life. And some of them are actually scary. Like Insidious. You know what I'm talking about, right? If you don't know, let's spin the block.
Under hypnosis as a party trick and going through these doors. They are reporting seeing apparitions and spirit figures and saying that if you see this man, wake them up. Newsflash, that's a real man.
There's a trend happening right now on TikTok where people are recording themselves in a game called Red Door, Yellow Door. And honestly, some of these videos are pretty creepy. The point of the game is to put yourself under hypnosis.
Have y'all literally never seen what happens when you go through the red door? Insidious was based off real shit, and it's a reason it's called the Red Door, and Ed and Lorraine Warren are real. I don't even know that what you are doing is allowing a spirit to enter your body that could possibly be a demon, but what other spirit would try to enter your body? When you guys are putting yourself under hypnosis and saying red door, yellow door over and over again until you see a door that you're not supposed to go through, someone else is behind you. Y'all are fucking around in the spirit realm where there is a spirit door that is a passageway between the natural, the temporal world, and the spiritual world. Door can represent our personal natural comfort zone, i.e. the yellow door. When you go through it, you're literally allowing something to possess your body and you're leaving your comfortable zone in this realm. Stop playing this shit.
I don't think the world really ready for this little poltergeist thing they trying to do. Y'all trying to find these answers, man. Y'all already know the answers. I truly believe they've been tied in with the extraterrestrials and they've been joining business, and they had a deal that they broke. That's how I feel. I feel like the government broke their deal because, you know, they always want to shit on people. I mean, look at the world. They always want to go against the people and say things that they don't really mean. They're very good, great con artists, I should say. Now, what's up with all this trying to create things that not of this world? What's the whole idea of, y'all heard about the people in Philly and all of that, all of a sudden in New York and all these places, they making these portals that they call art. They got a 24 live stream that they always watching it. It's just art. And why would y'all be live streaming this stuff and watching it all the time? Y'all keep playing with this until we actually end up somewhere in a whole nother dimension that y'all can't explain. But what is the purpose of these portals? Anybody know? Or do y'all even know what I'm talking about, do you? Figure that. Let's spin the block.
First, I want to say I'm from Philadelphia. So this new portal y'all put up in Love Park, it's not going to work with us.
A doorway into another part of the world will soon be open in Center City. Already seen this up in New York. It is called The Portal. It is an art installation with a two-way 24/7 live stream. It is set up right now in Love Park. The portal will open next week and connect with identical portals set up in cities in other parts of the world.
The question is, why are they putting these portals all over the world? For entertainment? I don't think this is entertainment. I think it have a spiritual meaning to it. This is just my opinion of what these portals really mean. I believe that the world is going to go dark. No communication, no technology, no nothing. These devices or these portals is going to be the only communication we have with the world. Now, I could be 100% wrong, but I doubt it. I learned how to follow the breadcrumbs in the matrix, and it always leads you somewhere. The matrix only exists in large cities. So if you are living in a large city where it's a lot of traffic, everything is busy, everything is just noisy, that's the matrix. The matrix have two rules: confuse, distract. But can y'all please leave a comment? What do you think these portals are? I mean, they are everywhere right now. Is it just entertainment, technology, or do it have a spiritual background to it? Leave your comment down there.
So I'm not sure if y'all aware, in Philly we just got our portal, right? And over here you see all these people over here just standing there gathered around it. Latu, as soon as me and my baby, my friend, came over here, I felt an immediate energy, like literally something was just saying, get away from here. I got away from it, the energy went away. It was like a heat feeling right in my chest. And these people have been just standing there in front of the portal for the longest. I know for a fact that portal is harnessing energy. For a fact. I felt the immediate energy. Like, did you feel it too?
I did feel it. Whatever they got going on, y'all, it's demonic. Look.
No,
these people have been standing in front of there for hours. And it's like, for what? Why the fuck is the portal really there, my nigga? It's like, is it just for fun? Is it just to see? And when you look at the portal, it's a street. It's a street of, I guess, like where the other portals are, like New York or like whatever. But like, it's weird. Like, what is the purpose? What is the purpose?
No, for real. That shit is crazy. It's been the same people standing there for a long time. And we walked away, we came back, and it's the same people. That shit is really harnessing energy. And when I came back, I felt the same exact energy that I felt. And when we walked away, it went away. That shit really harnessing energy. So
I could imagine them portals kind of use a lot of energy. They harness a lot of energy. And like the young lady said, it could be a soul's harvesting type of machine. Because it is kind of weird that y'all just building these portals all of a sudden. When we having all of these extra terrestrial different type of things that's unidentified that's happening in the world. Me myself have witnessed some of these things that I will not mention at the moment. Because like I said, you become a target when you have proof and evidence of these things that the government know about that they don't speak on and hide it from mankind. But you think those portals have anything to do with this happening? Spin the block.
Awareness to them.
Los Angeles stinks right now, okay? And I mean that very literally. It stinks. And nobody's talking about this. On the west side and Santa Monica, it smells like dead fish all over. and I keep searching.
Now, I believe this is also tied to why Los Angeles has been foggy as of late, because the smell came around the same time the fog came. Were you guys aware that a mud eruption took place in California just a few days ago, y'all? This is like the mud floods coming back, y'all. This is what has been smelling like sulfur. This is coming deep underground from the earth, y'all. Like the mud floods. Y'all see this? So there has been mud explosions in Los Angeles and nobody's talking about it. Nobody really knows what's going on. This is happening in the hills of California.
The mud is so toxic, it's disintegrating the boots of people trying to clean up. So we have a real problem in our river that was the purest and cleanest water in the world is now completely toxic and disintegrating people's boots. Yeah, it's bad. We're in a very bad situation.
What's the river called?
The Tow River. The mud from the floods is disintegrating people's boots and their clothing. And my friend that lives down there says that when you wake up in the morning, it has a green haze over it. And they're having nosebleeds and coughing up blood. So anybody near these things is in serious trouble.
Where do all these toxins come from?
Well, so here in Mitchell County, we have the purest quartz in the world. So we have 2 mining companies that have been mining, and conveniently both of their processing locations are on the water. So I'm assuming there may have been some leakage, and then so I'm not sure what those chemicals could be, but I know it's toxic and it's disintegrating people's boots, and I'm assuming that's where it came from.
Burning the spinner block.
Back in 1997, a village on Trinidad Island fell victim to such a mud volcano assault. The eruption sent mud shooting over 60 meters high. The entire village was overrun by the black sludge, leaving over 100 people homeless. Just thinking about it sends shivers down your spine. If you like, please like and follow.
Do you remember when the Piparo mud volcano erupted in 1997? On Sunday, February 23, 1997, this mud volcano erupted in the quiet village of Piparo, which is located a few kilometers east of Gasparillo. It displaced many residents and killed livestock. The village was declared a disaster area, and some 300 residents evacuated after mud spewed as high as 200 feet in the air. The main road into the village was buried, and an alternative permanent route to the area had to be developed. It remains the largest volcanic eruption to take place in Trinidad in recent history. To this day, some residents still live in fear and describe the area as a ticking time bomb, as loud noises can still be heard coming from it. Have you ever visited this site? My name is Afzal Ato. Remember to follow me on social media.
Man, they took the game hot potato to a whole new level. But what if I told y'all that in one city, one state, at the same time, there was 7 to 12 tornadoes happening at the same time that we ain't even hear about? If I told y'all that, would y'all believe me? What would y'all say? Would y'all think it was actually nature? A natural disaster? Or do that sound like something that somebody invented? Now, if you wasn't clear what I just said, I said 7 to 12 tornadoes in one area happening at the same time. Do that sound like something made up, invented, or do that sound like a natural disaster? You don't know what I'm speaking on? Let's spin the block.
4 tornado warnings right now, and the newest one just came out for more. Let's go out to Nick Smith. Nick, another tornado warning and more. It's crazy because, I mean, you just cannot tell which way.
which way these things are coming from or where they're coming from.
It's just trying to keep all the tornado warnings on the screen here so everyone knows where is what. That's a big tornado right there southwest of Hera. That is debris. That thing is on the ground. That is absolutely horrible. Here's another tornado warning on the west side of Moore. That is moving to the east, headed down 134th and 4th Street for you. And then we have it down in Norman at this moment as well, basically coming through Norman. So
it's got a debris ball that's more than debris signature. It's a legit debris ball on there already.
Okay, I absolutely believe it with that couple there.
Look at that.
Oh gosh.
Listen,
Oh,
this is a real deal, folks. Hera, listen, do what you got to do. If this is a very significant tornado that's moving through the Hera area right now, and it's tracking northeast, so this is going to be in the town of Hera. This is going to be east of the Valse baseball fields, where the Kickapoo Turnpike, moving over northeast 23rd Street. So that is a very
We're seeing, of course, widespread, as Kendall mentioned, in parts of Oklahoma City and the surrounding suburbs as we speak. And Kendall, you can see it here. We look at Oklahoma City, and this, unfortunately, a scene that we see a lot of times, especially in the spring. But here we are in our second severe weather season, and again, down trees and power lines and homes being damaged as we speak.
That's right. And so to see the scenes like this, the devastation coming out of the Oklahoma City metro, it's heartbreaking. I've got a lot of friends and family that live in this area, and especially when you think about some of these towns. So Valley Brook, the I-240 area, this is where we saw the majority of the devastation. And so we know that search and rescue is underway. We also understand that as of this morning, again, 7 tornadoes have been confirmed, but there might be as many as 12 to 13. And so this is a quickly evolving situation. And as the first responders are getting out on the scene in some of these hard hit communities, as well as the National Weather Service, their storm survey teams this morning will also be surveying the damage. We'll be bringing you the latest findings, but more and more images coming in. Here's another video coming in from Norman, Oklahoma. I actually saw this on X. I believe this was on OU, so University of Oklahoma's campus, right after the tornado ripped through the area.
Oh my goodness, and Norman, Oklahoma, of course, a place where the Storm Prediction Center is actually located, but you can see the winds screaming across that parking lot. Unfortunately, several reports of injuries in Valley Brook, Oklahoma. Again, you're looking at video from Norman where that rain was coming down fast and furious. We at one point had, in the city of Oklahoma City and Del City, had at least 35,000 customers without power, and here's the reason why. Kendall, you can see not just the down trees, but the down power lines, the down power poles, knocking down traffic lights and antennas, the whole 9 yards. And this is leading to a really dark and kind of it's a dark morning this morning in parts of Oklahoma City.
Right, and you think about the fact that this occurred Saturday night during the early morning hours, probably caught a lot of folks off guard. This is Choctaw, Oklahoma. Power outages, like you mentioned, up to 64,000 now in Oklahoma, so those numbers just continue to increase, and that's pretty much going to be the name of the game as we watch as this cluster of storms races eastward. Would not be surprised if we see additional power outages right along the storm's path.
You know, we were just showing you video of Choctaw, Oklahoma, and the mayor, Chad Alcox, posting onto Facebook earlier just saying, please keep the city of Choctaw, Oklahoma, and the town of Harab in your thoughts and prayers.
my condolences go out to all the people in OKC or all the surrounding areas that's been affected with that. Never in history have I ever seen anything like that. That many tornadoes happening at the same time, that's very horrific. And I ain't want to say nobody made it. I ain't want to say the government made it. Somebody made it. Whether it was Mother Nature or somebody just pushing a button. Whoever did it, that button has been pushed. 7 to 12 tornadoes at one time. It ain't even been in the news like that. It ain't been majorly, it ain't been majorly around the global news, I should say. You know what I mean? You got to dig and find these kind of things, which I can't understand why. Even the situation with the FEMA, you got to dig and find these things, man. And we shouldn't have to do that in America, the land of the free. Are we for the people or are we for something else? I can't understand. I'm kind of confused here. But you want to know what else is weird with that? The connection with those tornadoes is for people. If you believe in the Bible, which the Bible to me is true, but I don't. Anyway, I just feel like some of the pieces are missing out of the Bible. Not saying it's fake, but you want to know what some people might say that correlates with all those tornadoes? You ever heard of Noah's Ark? Spin the block again.
Of course, just 3 days before the election, these 3,000-year-old clay tablets have finally been transcribed and lead to where Noah's Ark is. Not only do they lead to where Noah's Ark is, like right...
Hold on. All of a sudden, they're leading us to Noah's Ark. They're trying to show you, hey, it's not a spaceship, you guys. It's not.
Now in present day, but they also have the path that Noah's Ark took. Because all the tornadoes in Oklahoma and the fact that Florida might get a hurricane in November were not enough to leave ancient artifacts alone. But we're gonna go dig it up. So, researchers have finally deciphered a Babylonian map showing a journey to Yataru, which is believed to be the Ark's resting place after the Great Flood. Scientists have recently unlocked the secrets of the world's oldest map, a 3,000-year-old clay tablet known as Imago Mundi, which now they believe shows the actual location of Noah's Ark. This was an ancient Babylonian artifact that was etched with cuneiform, which is a script using wedge-shaped symbols. It was discovered in what is now Iraq in 1822, and the tablet was housed at the British Museum, of course, because that's what Britain does, they steal shit. Now, this specific 3,000-year-old map is a circular world map that illustrates earlier Babylonian ideas about the world's creation. This map is thought to show the entire world at that time with, of course, ancient Mesopotamia at the bottom center. Mesopotamia is enclosed by a circle representing a bitter river that is believed to surround the entire world. The firmament? It goes on to be a type of guide that describes what a traveler would encounter on this journey, including a path to Yataru and specific instructions on how to get there. It says things like to the fourth, to which one must travel 7 leagues. It says that 7 leagues to see something that is thick as a paratsu vessel. And they said that the term parazatu appears on other Babylonian texts that reference the scale of a vessel that they believe could withstand the legendary Great Flood. I don't know if they know this, but they need to leave it alone.
Alright, Troy, there you had it, man. We took so many swerves, man. I can't even count. Y'all probably woozy, probably dizzy, man. But bear with me. Now, that was demonic TikToks, stories that might be true, volume 3. And for the most part, let's hope that they wasn't true. But I'm swinging on the side of they're probably true. And if they are true, man, pray for your people, pray for mankind, because it's more things to see in this world that we haven't seen that will be unleashed, for lack of a better word. It will be revealed in due time. I just pray that we get this shift to a whole other dimension, and we need to just spread love for our people, man. That's the only way I can see us growing. That's the only way I can see us getting help. Real, genuine love is really the key, because that energy will change everything in this society for us, for the better. I truly believe that. All this hate, all this malicious things that people want to do in the world is only making it negative and more negative, more low vibration. This is the world we're living in right now. And we got to kill all of that negative energy, because that's what's keeping us stuck in a box. We can't grow spiritually to our higher selves, mentally, physically. We can never grow if we not using real, genuine love. And that's simply the message that we always need to be spreading. And that's really what the message that I want to spread to y'all, man. But like I said, it is normally the kind of videos I like to do, but you know, I think I'm gonna try to do one once a week, other than all the other stuff I like to do on my channel. So, you know, I just hope y'all enjoyed it, man. And do your own research in this life. Don't believe everything you see. Don't always learn how to read between the lines. Always trying to see the smoke and mirrors. Understand that. I always know how to do that, because this world is very, 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 very mysterious. It is very, I love it, man. It's a lot of stuff that we can learn in this life that we learn in this life to survive, especially, you know, for our kids. And it's just things that they didn't teach us in this world. I don't know if they were trying to save us or they was just trying to keep things to themselves so they can always overpower us. Who knows what it is? But just know, the money TikTok stories that might be true might actually be true. Well, this is volume 3. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how y'all feel for real. Now, you know, this world keeps showing me every day. It ain't showing y'all. Well, I always say, love each other. Till next time, it's yours truly.